Okay, I apologize for the wind. It is a super windy day. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the John Deere LED light upgrade. As you can see, they are both working perfectly fine now. The good folks over at John Deere came out and they fixed it up for me. Basically, they found right up top there where a little rubber grommet that goes around the back of a wire had pulled back slightly, and it was making contact with the frame, and it was just giving me a little bit of a short. But after putting it back in place, securing it, everything's working perfectly now. So big thumbs up to the support from the folks over at John Deere. I appreciate them as always. You know, anytime you buy some new piece of equipment, there's always the risk that something can happen. You know, everything's wiring harnesses now, and you know, sometimes little sleeves can pop off when you're running them, but everything's up and running again. So again, big shout out to the folks over at Doggett for taking care of the problem. All right, so I always talk about RV SnapPads. You know, they sponsored several videos. Big shout out to the folks over at RV SnapPads. They make an absolutely fantastic product. But how do you properly torture test a SnapPad? I mean, this thing's super robust, super thick, made out of recycled rubber. It is absolutely a beast, and they do such a good job of protecting the leveling system, the stabilization legs, the front tongue jack foot, all of that from making contact with hard ground, whether it's, you know, asphalt, concrete, aggregate, whatever you may be trying to level your RV or just put your tongue jack down on. But the question ultimately is, you know, how tough are these things? So what could I use to properly test how strong something like this is? Let's figure that out. Okay, so this video is sponsored by RV SnapPads, and I figured this would be a really good opportunity to multitask. So not only is this a sponsored segment, but it gives me the opportunity to put their product to the test a little bit. So we are in my John Deere mini excavator. This is the 50G model. It's not that mini, but it is a mini excavator for sure. And we're going to put one of their SnapPads to the test. All right. So these things are made out of recycled rubber, and they are insanely thick and durable. So we just want to see how thick and durable they might actually be. Let's go ahead and pick this thing up first. Okay, so I have it in the jaws. I'm going to squeeze it a little bit right now. It is rubber, so I am certainly keeping that in mind as I do my testing on this thing. First, the drag test. It's designed to lift stuff up, so might as well do that with it. Now let's stab it a little bit. And I am lifting the tractor up, by the way. let's run over it and see how it holds up. Go ahead and stab it again. So yeah, the front of the tractor's pretty much off the ground. Let's go out there and take a look at it. Putting a herding on it right now. It's just kind of resting on it right now. And this is a 12-inch bucket, so it's the narrowest bucket you can put on here, and it's resting all of its weight, which is the most breakout force you can put. Probably close to 10,000 pounds. And the tracks are off the ground. So next, we're going to try a fancy maneuver that you use to maneuver an excavator around if you're in a tight spot and you don't want to damage the ground too much. Puts a lot of weight on the boom to do this. Lift up the front, counter rotate. Go back the other way. Okay, let's check out the results. So, done some damage to it. Tore it a little bit right here. Looks like it might have poked through. Probably expect that of a sharp tooth like this, pressing all of its weight down here. I actually saw the point that it went through. All in all though, this would still clamp on perfectly fine and be 100% functional on an RV landing gear. Absolutely. I mean, it's still incredibly robust. It's insane how strong these things are. You know, I have to give it to them. They've built a pretty phenomenal product, and You know, it's designed to do a very specific task, actually multiple tasks. It protects the feet of your RV, it widens the footprint, it adds some dampening from ground vibration, things like that from getting into it. It gives you a little bit of height increase so your landing gear don't have to come down as far. It serves so many purposes. Drains water off of it just fine. And again, this is just something that naturally is one of the first things we put on our RV, and I'm sure many of my viewers also put it on theirs. I've yet to find a user of a SnapPad say anything really negative about them. And if you are a user of one, let me know how you feel about them. Anyways, guys, I want to give a big shout out to the folks over at RV SnapPads for sponsoring this video. They've been a very strong partner of the channel. Without sponsors like this and without partners, it's hard to do what I do. So I definitely appreciate companies like this. So if you could, please extend your support to them if you are looking for a product like this. And, you know, hopefully, you know, you've heard good things about them, because I have, and I personally am a big advocate of using SnapPads. They work really well. Anyways, I will put a link to their website as well as my channel sponsor, etrailer.com, who sells these. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, I'd really appreciate it if you took a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and give me some other things you want me to torture test with this, this really cool mini excavator. Guys, I hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you again soon.